Hey guys, welcome back to my gut health series. Today we're going to talk about probiotics, what those are, how to supplement with them, how to choose the best probiotic supplement for you. And we're going to talk about all those myths. We're going to answer all of those most frequently asked questions. So let's get started. Probiotics are living organisms, bacteria actually, that improve our health. The word probiotics means pro-life. Interestingly enough, antibiotics means anti-life. They kill bacteria, while probiotics provide bacteria. There are 4 main probiotics available today: Lactobacillus, Bifidobacterium, soil-based bacteria, and spore-forming bacteria. Both Bifidobacterium and Lactobacillus ferment the foods that we eat and produce lactic acid. The lactic acid is very important because it prevents the growth of pathogens in our gut by lowering its pH and turning it more acidic. And this is also the reason why fermented foods taste so sour. These bacteria also feed and nourish our gut lining, stimulate our immune system, and prevent the overgrowth of opportunistic bacteria like yeast and candida. And we've been consuming these probiotics for thousands of years. We've used them for creating fermented foods like milk, yogurt, or cat liver oil. Now, Bifidobacterium and Lactobacillus are also categorized as transient bacteria. That's because they don't stick around to colonize our gut after they've been consumed. And even though the lactic acid producing bacteria can only stick for so long, they definitely don't waste any time and do the following things: promoting regular bowel movements, supporting stomach acid balance, digestive enzyme production, and nutrient absorption, producing strong compounds that fight off bad bacteria, and consuming toxins. And what's interesting about this last one is that they can do this whether they're alive or dead. There is even a recent study showing that the lactobacillus from a yogurt had the same benefits as the dead bacteria in pasteurized yogurt. Next up are soil-based organisms, or SBO. They make the soil healthier and help plants grow better. Some of the types are transient, which means they don't stick around for too long in our gut, and some of them are actually living in our gut. Both of these types are very important for our immune system, and ideally you want to obtain them from a nutrient-dense plant-based foods. So eating these foods actually helps us digest everything that we eat. The final type of probiotics are spore formers. These are the type of bacteria that are most likely to colonize your digestive tract. When supplementing with spore formers, it's always recommended they be taken with food. The amino acids and carbs in your foods, which are the nutrients, is what activate the dormant bacteria strains in your gut. And once they've woken up, they start cleaning your gut by getting rid of any opportunistic bacteria or dangerous bacteria. Okay, so now that we have covered all the different types of probiotics, let's go ahead and smash some of the most common myths about them. Myth number 1 is that probiotics don't survive stomach acid. Even though the majority of probiotics struggle surviving the harsh acidic pH of the stomach, that doesn't mean that they can't be protected with a little help from science. When choosing a supplement, always look for a product containing encapsulation technology. You can also look for more resilient strains like spore formers. They are known to survive even high temperatures. But even the transient bacteria like Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium that stick around for short periods of time still give us health benefits. The only downfall is that you have to keep supplementing with them and keep consuming them. Myth number 2 is that adding probiotics is pointless since there is already so much bacteria in our gut. Now, the argument to this myth is simple. The goal here is to support a healthy gut, not making it bigger or more populated. And probiotics actually give us a lot of health benefits and do many things, from lowering inflammation, stimulating our immune system, and neutralizing toxins that lead to conditions like leaky gut. Myth number 3, supplements are not necessary and we should get our probiotics from foods like yogurt. The good news is there is some bacteria in yogurt. The bad news is that yogurt is food, not probiotics. And most of the yogurt that you can buy is pasteurized, meaning it's been processed in order to get rid of the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. And not only that, commercial yogurt is often filled with sugar and additives and a very small amount of bacteria. And in order for you to get the health benefits of probiotic, you need a large amount of bacteria. And yogurt is really just a drop in the bucket in comparison to supplements, even if you stick to homemade. So with those myths out of the way, let's talk about probiotic supplements. I know it can be quite overwhelming when you're looking for a supplement, and you might be scratching your head thinking, how much should I spend? What should I choose? Where should I buy them? What brand? And whether or not it's even important for you to take the supplement. You may want to consider supplementing with probiotics if you have taken any antibiotics recently or in the most recent years, if you eat processed foods or live in the city. So that makes most of us. Unfortunately, the modern way of living has resulted in many people having a compromised gut. And even those of you who are generally healthy could probably benefit from probiotic supplement. All that being said, there are two exceptions when supplementing with probiotics should be avoided. First is SIBO, short for small intestinal overgrowth. It's when there is an overgrowth of lactic acid producing bacteria up in the small intestine. So adding more bacteria is like adding more wood on the fire. And second is when your immune system has gone down and become compromised. Adding more bacteria to this problem can potentially overload the body. So until the problem becomes resolved, I suggest that you stay away from fermented foods and probiotics. Now let's talk about the brands of probiotics. There are consumer and practitioner brands. Now the practitioner brands contain a higher doses of beneficial and therapeutic bacteria, but they should be always taken under supervision of your practitioner because they can cause really strong detox effects such as bloating and diarrhea and whatnot, and these are very effective when taken after antibiotics. Consumer brands are sold over the counter and are widely available. They're good for general health and maintenance. Some of the products claim to be doctor formulated, but that only means that the formulation was hopefully based on the doctor's experience in this clinic, but that doesn't mean that it's better than anything else out there. Now let's talk about the CFUs, or colony forming units. The CFU refers to the number of live bacteria in the product. But be aware of getting caught up in the game of numbers, because research now shows that the quality and the strain is more important than the quantity. For instance, spore-forming bacteria needs only a low amount of CFU in order to be effective. On the other hand, if you're looking to taking lactic acid bacteria, then the CFU count should be 1 billion or higher. Unfortunately, the FDA does not regulate these products, so the number of the CFUs on the packaging may not correspond with the actual number in the product. You need to look at the date when it was manufactured and also if the CFU count is guaranteed. I'm gonna have more information about the brands and some good brands to look at when you're choosing a supplement in my post. So if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to click on the link below that will take you to the full post so you get all the information that you need. And by the way, this is the brand that I use. It's like the second best over-the-counter brand. It's not a paid promotion, I'm just sharing what I use, but I'm gonna have the complete list of the brands that are good to look into on my website, like I said. Now let me answer the 3 most common questions about probiotics. The first one is if probiotics have to be refrigerated. The short answer is no. Refrigerating probiotics has now become outdated simply because if the bacteria can stay alive in our gut, it should stay alive on the shelf. Refrigerating the probiotics can only help to maintain the CFUs and slow down the metabolism of the bacteria, keeping them from dying off. The second most common question is if probiotics could be genetically modified. Just like anything else, they could be genetically modified. Actually, they already do that naturally on their own. The bad thing is when companies try to do that on purpose. So I would suggest to stay away from products like that. The third most common question is whether probiotic supplements are just a waste of money. Don't let somebody else's experience keep you from trying them, because not everyone is going to respond the same way. This is about bio-individuality, and for some people probiotics might be part of their journey, for some not. It's really up to you, and it's about trying it. So guys, that's it for today. I hope that I have answered all of your questions you had about probiotics, and if not, then leave me a comment below and I will try to answer your questions in my next gut health episode. And next time we're gonna talk about fermented foods, and I'm gonna also show you some recipes on how to make your own fermented foods at home. So that's it for today. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you don't miss any new gut health episode, and I will see you either here or tomorrow in the Z Gym with another workout. Ciao!